glorious. I remember when I was ignoring us. Dash, got it on, smash, foot on the gas. I will not crash, they will not stop me. Tenfold, copy, end zone, watch me celebrate. I'm cocky, I do my dance, jump in the stands. No man, man, oh there with the hands. Thought he could guard me, I ruin they plans. I do what I want, they do what they can. Got it on, smash, foot on the gas. I will not crash, 100-yard dash, 100-yard dash, 100-yard dash, 100-yard dash, 100-yard dash. They slept on the team that they owe me. I need a ring and a trophy. I say I'm the best cause I am. It's noted in keeping it low-key. I can carve for the D like a turkey or run straight through the D like a train. This year we ain't taking no losses. It's all about making the game. I hear a lot of trash talk. He call himself making a name. I put on the Jets. The coach will regret even letting them stay in the game. Team morale took a tumble. Next time be humble. I'm the lion in the jungle. You just trying not to fumble. Rumble, young man, rumble. Never slip nor stumble. I take off, poof, magic. Now watch me juke through the traffic. Footwork fantastic. Dominating every facet. Treat the pocket like plastic. Here come the blitz, pass it. Got it on, smash. Put on the gas. I will not crash. 100-yard dash. 100-yard dash. 100-yard dash. 100-yard dash. 100-yard dash.
The young, incredible, honestly unforgettable. You a Joe like Chappelle show. This so perennial. Do this for my millennials. I be murdering any flow. I just had to let you know. It's the young, incredible, honestly unforgettable. You a Joe like Chappelle show. This so perennial. Do this for my millennials. I be murdering any flow. Yeah. I just had to let you know. Yeah. Give me that work and I can sell it. I put it on the line like I ain't selfish, nah. The story flip if I let you tell it. Put my heart and soul in so you feel it. I ain't never faking, I'm the realest since Tupac in imprisonment, claiming his innocence. Currently, I'm the greatest rapper in a sense. But any currency, I'm still guaranteed my wins. This is coming from within, I stuff for real, I don't pretend. When the OG spilling knowledge, bet it's best you soak it in. I'm a prophet to them scholars, got them chakras opening. Got them fixing up they octaves, now they truly focused in. I'm seeing 2020 visions. Daily manifesting on my premonitions. Best to keep it neutral, got my own religion. The brainwash, gotta make your own decision. My word is James Bond, I stay on the mission. Coming for the top position, ain't no competition, man. Pull up in the top, it's missing, the opposition ain't. All that lane switching, this is what the game is. It's the young, incredible, honestly unforgettable. You a Joe like Chappelle show. This so perennial. Do this for my millennials. I be murdering any flow. I just had to let you know. It's the young, incredible, honestly unforgettable. You a Joe like Chappelle show. This so perennial. Do this for my millennials. I be murdering any flow. I just had to let you know.
Welcome in, everybody. It's the coach. This is Madden 20 on EA Sports. Coming up next, we've got what should be a good one between the Chicago Bears and the Tennessee Titans. With that, let's head up to Nashville for the Titans home opener. On the call, here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Just off the east bank of the Cumberland River and across the water from the Tennessee State Capitol building, there's a look at Nissan Stadium in Nashville. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Chicago Bears and the Tennessee Titans. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, we take a look at this Titan Ball Club entering play. They come in off a loss in the season opener, which doubled as the home opener.
And when you lose that way, At home, season opener, it almost feels like 2 losses. So it's a big fight to get yourselves ready to go to play the next week.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Bears, they were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that 2nd win in a row.
The first game's out of the way. Time to buckle down for the long season ahead, and we're off in week 2. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So the Titans set to go to work for the first time. Leading them out is their 6'2 quarterback who was a 4th-round pick back in 2012, Kirk Cousins.
Well, his ratio was good last week. Most quarterbacks are really excited about a 3-to-1 ratio, but it's flipped in the wrong direction. He threw 3 interceptions, not touchdown passes, and he only had the 1 TD pass in that game. So he's trying to turn that around and find a way for his team to win.
Play action now. Cousins. And right away, he lost the football.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. The Notre Dame man, Jalen Smith, able to get a hand in and knock it away. I don't think this is the script they had in mind for their opening drive. This is 3rd and long. From the gun, here's Cousins. And that will be incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. So on 4th down, on is the punter, Pat O'Donnell, to kick it away. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Taken from just outside the 30. Great coverage there. Holds him to a 2-yard return following a 50-yard punt. And that will come the offense as they take over. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Gun. Gun.
Now Newton. That's complete to DK Metcalf. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 1st down yardage on the first play of the drive. Give him 14.
They sure put the coverage guys in a stress on that one. They thought they were going deep. Ends up curling inside for a nice chunk of yardage.
On 1st down, Newton. Left side here taken in by Metcalf. The catch and run pays off to the tune of 35 yards.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great. And what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big game. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down.
20.
Here's Newton. This is caught. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. Trey Burton, his first touchdown of the new season. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. They scored the most points of anyone on opening weekend, and now first quarter touchdown here.
And while there's no guarantee that all the points they scored in opening weekend are going to hold up and be the average all year long, they're certainly starting to set that type of a pace. And what you do with that is you put in the heads of all of your opponents, we've got to really be ready on defense because these guys know how to put the ball in the end zone.
You think they can keep piling on the points like this?
I think they can if they're prepared to adjust and adapt because they won't see the same defenses week in and week out.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Titan offense now working their way back onto the field. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. Let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands, and maybe the offense will move a little bit better.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
Exactly.
Or the right play, yeah.
That too.
A throw left side to start out. That's complete. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. So they'll take the yardage and tack on 15 more for the face mask.
Talk about a play that absolutely costs you in the end. Just trying to do your job, right? Trying to get him on the ground. Next thing you know, they'll march off another 15 against your squad.
They run it with Carson. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. They went 3 and out on their first drive. Things already looking better here. 1st and 10.
But he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Now this one over the middle into the hands of his tight end, complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A very solid gain of 27. A first red zone opportunity for the Titans. They come up 1st and 10 at the 16. Working out of the gun, Cousins. This will be caught just inside the 10. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Now it's Carson. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. 2 yards, good enough for a first. The numbers on the ground for Carson last week. 15 carries, 63 yards.
And to me, the goal is the exact same thing as last week. Get him the ball early and often. I think he's got another big game in him in this one.
Oh, how about this on 1st and goal? And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
Now from the 7, here's 2nd and goal.
Stay with your man.
Now Cousins. And this is caught. For the moment, it's a touchdown, but multiple flags down, so let's sort this out. So reverse the celebration. We'll see if they have something else in their bag of tricks.
And isn't that always tough to watch when they score and you see the excitement, and then when they realize those points aren't going to count? Can they get it back together and find their way back to the end zone?
3rd and goal for Cousins. That's caught by Meredith right side. And, boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game, but it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. Third down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go and make the tackle right away.
So that's a 7-play drive that ultimately stalls out there at the end.
Yeah, things were a little leaky in the beginning on that drive, weren't they? But how about the front seven? As they got closer to the goal line, things stiffened a little bit and forced the field goal.
And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
On first down, it's Newton. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 28 yards the gain there on the catch and run.
Quarterbacks love slant routes because the receivers are breaking right into their line of vision, and receivers love them as well because they're getting the ball on the move and able to catch it and try and get upfield and gain additional yardage.
So operating from Tennessee territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. They'll run for the first time with Devontae Freeman. And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
20.
Throwing is Newton. And he whips that one incomplete there. Trey Burton, the one he was looking for. 3rd down here. They'll need to get this to the 38. That's where the first down marker is here on 3rd. A shotgun snap for Newton. Caught here by Conley. It's his first catch, and it'll be good for 15 and a first down. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. The Bears with the football. We get set to begin quarter number 2 as they've got it with a 1st and 10. On first down, it's Freeman. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. 10 more there and another first down.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
Freeman again, a first down carry. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. George Iloka, the one that comes up to make the tackle.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
20.
From the 17, Newton eluding the pressure right. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep 2 hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. Out of the gun, Newton. Flush to his right. He can run for it, and he will. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. Newton able to use those legs and get past the marker to pick up the first.
Now that's disappointing for the defense. They had the advantage, had excellent coverage all over the field, but they let him get away, scramble, and pick up a first down, and inside the 5-yard line.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago. Devontae Freeman. His 5th touchdown now on the year. As the Bears push further out in front. Solid job up front. Really just a solid job all the way around to get that one in.
That was well executed, wasn't it? Well blocked, well run. End result, 6 points.
Touchdown. Elliott on for the extra point. And this one's right through to make it a 14-3 ball game. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And it ends in a touchdown run from Devontae Freeman. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Out come the Titans now. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point.
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him in contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him in contract time. You could have kicked that one.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about that. Super tough.
A good pickup there, 26 yards. A nice job there, Charles. They picked up the blitz, were able to complete the pass.
That had the total feel of a quarterback in control. Red blitz, got him into the right protection scheme, so he doesn't get hit back there. He's got a chance to step up with supreme confidence and deliver it downfield for a nice completion.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. Got out of the pocket. Didn't look like he had anybody open, Charles, so just gets rid of it.
And a good play by him. If no one's open and you don't have a running lane that you want to take, make the right choice. Get rid of it. Live to fight another down.
And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. A gain of 13. It's a 1st down. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They'll throw again. Cousins completes this one to Meredith. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another 1st down.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you make curl a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. And that sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down.
If you're a selfish player and you're throwing the ball, you're cool with the completion. Maybe not so cool with the yardage loss, though, huh?
Yeah, you went backwards on the yardage. Hey, it kind of works like a sack for the defense there.
Yeah, it's a really big play for them, right? Able to figure it out, sniff it out, and finish it off.
And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
To throw, Cousins. They'll run the screen with Carson. And they're going to get him down well short of the 1st as he can only get this to about the 19. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. And Bryant's kick is good. And a second field goal here cuts their deficit to 14-6 now. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
20.
On 1st and 10, Newton. To the right side and complete to Metcalf. A good pickup there, 21 yards. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
A reminder coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in the second week of the regular season. Dancing to his left. Now he's going to... That's caught at the 25. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. Last play, they went over 20 yards. This time, they topped 30. Well, one thing's for sure. They're going to have to come up with something at halftime because he is absolutely roasting them right now.
They're going to go through the whole litany of things, changing coverages, what are we going to do to put a man on him? The big thing to me is treat it like a good pitcher treats pitching a game. Change your timing, change your location. So sometimes you're up on him, sometimes you're back. Just change up the looks that he sees and make him just a little bit more hesitant.
And he's going to take this down to about the 17. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, got to like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. The intended receiver was DK Metcalf, and it's 3rd and short. Well, he's been the guy already over 100 yards here in the first half. Could have had a lot more if he would have been able to haul that one in.
Yeah, in fact, our statistician Marvin was already handing me a piece of paper with that yardage totaled on it. He thought that catch was going to happen just as you and I did as well.
Here we go.
Newton on 3rd down. Open man is Taylor. He's got it. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
I think a lot of people ask the same question all the time. Why do we see so many slants in the red zone? Well, the windows are tighter. Everything's more condensed. It has to be quicker. You've got to deliver the ball on time. Your biggest worry? Ball gets tipped in the air. Because if that happens, then it's fair game for the defense.
Give him a couple on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Nice job there defensively. A great time to dial up a blitz.
And give him credit under center instead of throwing it away. Actually, a pretty good job of getting past the line of scrimmage, not losing yardage. 2nd and goal, and the lone man in the backfield is Freeman.
Great.
Here's Newton. And that is caught. Touchdown, Bears. DK Metcalf, his 2nd touchdown on the season as the Bears push further out in front. Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a second one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdown scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. And then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him.
Newton's pass complete to DK Metcalf.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
They had to go to the monitor, get an extra look. That's what the technology is for, and this touchdown will count. Elliott good with a PAT. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. So this drive spans 7 plays, and the end result is a Bears touchdown. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down. And it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops. And if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, they just run the clock down and go to the locker room.
They run on first down, but it only produces a gain of 2. It's second down now. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
On the jet sweep, here's Westbrook. So we reach halftime with the visiting Bears out on top here. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, we'll get you back to you and Charles in a bit, but first it's time for a trip around the NFL following an eventful opening weekend. Let's see what's happening in Week 2. We'll get things started up at Ford Field in Detroit. And in the late stages of the first half, it's the Lions who are out in front. Russell Wilson with 3 touchdown passes. Next, we're off to Baltimore to check on the Ravens at home at M&T Bank Stadium. And you can see they trail the visiting Cowboys. David Johnson has a touchdown run. Finally, let's get up to the place they call Titletown, Green Bay, Wisconsin, to see what's happening with the Packers. And they were winners in that one over the visiting Minnesota Vikings. Jimmy Garoppolo, 2 touchdown passes as his guys remain unbeaten. In our game, it was Cam Newton who led the way in that first half. His guys have the lead as we'll hand it back over to our commentators, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Set to resume. Here we go with the second half. The Bears holding the lead and ready to receive the kick. This is taken at his 4. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. The first look at the NFL scoreboard comes from the Motor City. It's the Lions that have grabbed the early lead. Russell Wilson hooking up with his guys early and often. 3 first-half touchdowns. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
8.
Third quarter starts with a run by Freeman. Darren Lee there to get him down.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Great. Under to 8.
Here's Newton. Wide open receiver complete. That'll go as a pickup of 32 on the catch and run.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10.
Gun.
Newton now to throw. He's got the hook up with Kindly. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. Add the gain here to the previous play, and it's better than 40 yards total. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
A little bit of space there for the first down run as that's going to get him about 5 yards. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
Partner, I think from our experience together, we have learned that most offensive coordinators are going to tell you if I'm going to run the football on 1st down, I've got to get at least 4 yards. They got 5 here. They've got to feel pretty good about that one.
2nd and 5 now. Newton forced out to his left. He'll find Metcalf. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. It's a 1st down on a gain of 10.
Sometimes it's designed, and sometimes you just have to know when to leave the pocket and move and make something happen. And on that play, he was able to get on the run and was still accurate throwing the football.
Just beating the play clock is Newton. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise, because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
2nd and 10, Newton again. That's complete right around the 8. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. Taywan Taylor, his first touchdown here of the new campaign as the Bears push further out in front.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical. That's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the 3rd quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely. You also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
Elliott now to add the extra point. He's got it, and the lead swells. It's 28-6. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And it culminates in a touchdown for Chicago. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Titans offense gears up for their first possession of the 2nd half. They trail offense first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. To throw is Cousins. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Now this one complete on the slant route. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. On the jet sweep, here's Westbrook. And he's got it across midfield and into Bear territory. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
Anytime the offense shows what they call a shot play or a chunk play where they're trying to get big yardage, sometimes people just call it gadget plays, and you hold it to a gain that we just saw there, you feel pretty good about yourself as a defense.
Off the play fake, Cousins. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 46. The sack by big number 98, Linval Joseph.
Tremendous read and reaction by the defensive tackle. And frankly, partner, it's not that often the DTs have that type of easy access back to the quarterback. Never bought the play action fake.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. From the gun, here's Cousins. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 32-yard line.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Ryan Kerrigan able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Well, that play was the very definition of fast, quick, and in a hurry. Suddenly, he was there.
Yeah, blink of an eye, that happened fast, and a big sack. Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. Cousins. Out left, he's got it to Everett. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a 3rd down. This will be play number 7 on the drive. 3rd and a yard. Working out of the gun, Cousins. He finds Humphreys. And he'll have the first down, getting this one to the 14-yard line. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. Back now in Nashville. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. Cousins going to come up on a 1st and 10. And he's hit on all 5 of his pass attempts on this drive so far. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. And he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22. Ndamukong Suh with a sack. We've seen that a ton since he entered the league in 2010. And it's never good to take a sack. You really don't want to take one down here in this part of the field, down near the red zone.
Not at all, because you're already pretty much assured of a field goal. But you take a big sack, it could push you out of range, and that's why defenses get a little more aggressive in this situation. They're almost conceding the 3 points. They want to push you back and try and take you out of that.
Here's Carson, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down.
That's a really alert defense there, because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
And now they're looking for 19 yards here on 3rd down following 2 negative plays. Cousins. And this is going to be incomplete. Now, defensively, you look at the numbers. Another incomplete passer we just saw, and they're under 200 yards passing for the game, so they've done their job on that side of the ball.
Yeah, recently I was actually working a game where a quarterback had a streak of 5 straight games without a 200-yard game, and that was a big talk both in his town and amongst his team. How do we get the passing game going? So big credit to them holding them under 200 today.
And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So they will accept the penalty and move forward.
Okay, baby, let's go. Let's go.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Did they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Again, they'll run with Freeman. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
Touchdown, Chicago! 4 touchdown passes now for Cam Newton as the Bears push further out in front.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his 2nd touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. Elliott on for the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And the end result is a Bears touchdown. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Titans offense now, they get ready to do battle again here. On 1st and 10, Cousins. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Here's Cousins. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a 1st down.
Now this one to his running back out of the backfield. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he's stopped behind the line of scrimmage. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And it'll be 3rd down.
You must be dreaming. Kill.
Cousins from the gun on third. And that is incomplete. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden the secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
Oh, he'll field it in the end zone. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Bears will take over at their own 20. Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game, and that's always puzzled me a little bit.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. After the penalty, here's Freeman. And a nice gain there as he'll be taken down just shy of the 20. 9 yards on the run there, and it will take us to the 2-minute warning. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 2nd down now as they look to salt this one away.
Y'all playing the wrong football. Check 15.
20.
15.
Greg.
Hey, Mike 50, Mike 50.
On 2nd and 11 now. Newton. And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. Defensive end DeMarcus Lawrence applied the heat.
Like the footwork back there, I thought he did a pretty good job of evading that first wave of players. Tried to buy a little extra time out of the pocket, but in the end, oh, that was a tough one.
Yeah, winds up getting buried for the loss. The Bears on 3rd down. A perfect 4 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and forever.
52's the Mike. Watch Mike. Watch Mike. Big stop, D. Hey! Let's go. Hey, watch hands.
The shotgun snap for Newton. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. Their passing game has been spectacular this afternoon. Finally, a win for the defense.
You think maybe there was an adjustment there. Finally gained a measure of, I don't even know if you call it revenge, but got a play done against him, and that's been difficult for them all game long.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. Cousins to throw it. Throw left side, taken in by Meredith. And they'll get 9 there as that sets them up better for 3rd down. Cousins now. And that is caught. What a catch inside the 5. Well, they were in search of a short gain on 3rd down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is, that ball was not streaking towards him. Had a little arc on it. He's got to find a way to get his head around and make a play on the football.
Boy, that's a 5-yard loss. 4th down now. From back at the 8 now after the false start. Another try at 1st and goal. Now Cousins. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now. Chris Carson, the intended receiver, but it'll be 2nd and goal. Nothing on 1st down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line, 2nd and goal. They'll throw again. Cousins. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. So he got free of one tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. This defense has not surrendered a touchdown yet. You better believe they're determined not to here on 3rd and goal. So this one in the win column for the Chicago Bears. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for Chicago, it was a great all-around performance as they come out of this one with the victory. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Titans, they'll drop to 0-2. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to Lambeau to take on the Packers. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.